Okay, hello. My name was Sleepy. I was from Lincoln Heights. Was a gang member most of my life, and I go now by the name of Hector, which is my God-given name. I grew up in a dysfunctional family, but I didn't know it at the time. To me, that was normal. All my brothers and sisters were gang members, criminals, and drug addicts. So that was my norm. My mentor was my oldest brother. So to follow in his footsteps, to be like him, I joined the gang to emulate him. When I was a senior in high school, I killed a guy. And I went to prison. Prison to me was similar to being on the streets with my homeboys, because prison was filled with my peers, other gang members, and our connection was the gang mentality and the criminal thinking. I got out of prison, and being blinded to the seriousness of the crime that I committed, and due to my ignorance, I carried that murder, I carried the killing of that guy as a badge of honor. And through my life, I was introduced to drugs. I knew about drugs all my life because my brothers and sisters all did drugs. So I began to use heroin at the age of 16. And when I was in my 30s, my addiction I was at the level of isolation. I didn't go to birthday parties, I didn't go to barbecues, family functions. I stood home. I would just buy my drugs and stay home. So in 1996, I was committing robberies, and I got arrested. And under the three strikes law, they convicted me of 4 robberies, giving me 25 to life for each robbery, which ended up with 105 years to life. I went to Salinas Valley, and it wasn't hard for me to readjust. I was still a homeboy, so naturally I gravitated toward the politics and the drug scene. Throughout my years in prison, I always believed that's who I was supposed to be. I was hurting people, I was going to the shoe, going to the hole, but what was important to me was my reputation. I had to keep it solid. Then one day, my epiphany was, I need to change. And I understood that for me to change my circumstances, I needed to change myself first. And on September 15, 2011, is when I first stepped out of denial and began to make that change. I never used drugs ever since. I've been clean 11 years. I went to the yard and I talked to the guy that had the respect and authority of the yard, and I told him that I will no longer be participating in the politics and the everyday shenanigans of the prison yard. I had a homeboy there, so we were both in the same gang, and I went up to him, and it was like one of the hardest things for me to ever do was to tell him that I would no longer affiliate myself with the gang. I had this deep emotional feeling of betrayal, like I was betraying him. More so, I was betraying myself. But I knew it wasn't going to be easy. So he accepted the fact that I was stepping down, I was 50 years old at that time, and he looked at it like, well, I've been there and I've done that. I'm an older homeboy, so it was cool. One guy said that he did 25 years in prison, he had just got out, and now he's coming back into the prison to help us. Because no one really helps us, the guys in prison. We're the ones that society forgets. And it really opened my eyes to the possibility that I could change, because they changed. And one day I received a letter from Sacramento saying that I was eligible to go to board, because according to my paperwork, I wasn't going to board till like 2062. But being under Prop 57 and some other laws, I ended up going to board, and I was found suitable. Now, the fear is kicking in. Where am I going to go? What am I going to do? And through word of mouth within the prison population, they were saying, hey, there's a place called Amity. There's a place called Amity. So I started to do my research and see, what's this place called Amity? And I found out that it was a transitional home to help us inmates that had been in prison for long term, I myself, being in prison for 26 years, to decompress. So this was new to me, because I was just used to receiving my gate money and I'm on my own, I'm on my way. Excuse me. So I wrote a letter to the director, and I wrote him and I explained my intentions, my goals. I've told him how long I've been without a write-up, and that I would very much like to enroll in Amity. So he responded with an acceptance letter. So when I went to board, they appointed me to come here. So I came here to Amity, and it was the best move ever. They welcomed me, and all my life I was told what to do, what I can't do. You have to do this, you can't do that. I said do this, and when I got here, they asked me, what do you want to do? And that blew my mind. I was like, wow. So I told them that I wanted to be a drug and alcohol counselor, and one day be a future demonstrator here at Amity. So next month I'll be enrolling in college, take an 18-month course, and start studying and learning. Amity takes away all those feelings. They care about you. They want to know about you. They ask you how your day is. Simple things like that. How you feeling? Not just, oh, I'm okay. How you really feel? What's going on? I never really had that type of concern for me. I always did everything on my own since I was a kid. It was always me against the world. But here at Amity, they let you know, and you can feel it, that you're not alone, that they got your back. And these are things that are new to me. And it's, how can you say, overwhelming at times. Because they're like, hey, they're actually working for you. Hey, I called these people and they said they could see you. Hey, I signed you up for an appointment for this or for that. Like, they're actually helping me. They're working for me. to succeed. And that drives me. I'm a father of two. And when I got arrested, my daughter had just turned 4. Now she's 30. And that's one of my goals, is to be with her. Excuse me. And Amity's giving me the tools to succeed, to re-enter society, and reconnect. That's what I'm taking from Amity. That's what Amity is doing for me. So I feel it's my duty to do it for the next guy. Because I feel it's my responsibility to succeed in society, because if I go back, the next lifer that sits before the board, the commissioners are going to be like, we're letting you guys out, but you're coming back. The statistics on the return right now is less than 1%, and I'm not trying to be a statistic and raise that percentage. I want to be one of those that succeed and able to live in society, able to smoothly make that transition, and that's what Amity is doing for me. They're helping me make that transition back into society, and that's more than anyone's ever done for me. I'm good. All right.
Do you remember your number?
Yes. My number was K42430, and I got that number back in 1996.